WVTC Radio Detroit. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, X, and our website, www.WVTCDetroit.com, or download our WVTC app from the Play Store for Android users and the App Store for iPhone users.
are tuned in to WVTCDETROIT.com to the Sande Rose Show with your host, Sande Rose. You will hear the finest in gospel music, insightful conversation, and guests that will enhance you. The Sande Rose Show can be heard every Monday and Tuesday from 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern and 2 p.m. Pacific, live on YouTube. So get your pencil, paper, and shouting shoes and get ready for today's broadcast. So listen, text a friend or tag a friend and tell them to listen to.
O Lord, my God, when I in awesome wonder consider all the worlds that thy hands have made, you stood somewhere behind the great, grand, and glorious hills of eternity. Rearranged your agenda for the creation of this vast universe. You reached down with your omnipotent hand unto the great abyss of nothingness and threw nothing out into nowhere, and nothing became something. What a world we live in. Look at this world. It's gigantic and it's grand. Mountain heights with scintillating views, valleys scooped out by eternal hands, rolling prairies, running brooks, rippling streams blessed with gold, silver, diamonds, and all kinds of precious minerals. My soul sings when I look and see how God splashed a multitude of stars kissing the heavens like diamonds sprinkled against black velvet and hanging like trapezes from the roof of God's gymnasium. You placed the moon and announced for the world to hear, this is the queen of the night, and she has never stopped shining. The oceans, whose depths have to be measured in miles. The sun has never run out of gas. The stars keep coming out to play. The seasons still march in splendid succession. My God is real. He is from everlasting to everlasting. He even looked around one day to see what he had created and said, that's good. And one day, when he brings everything to consummation and a glorious fruition, when he comes with a shout of acclamation to take me home, what joy shall fill my heart. When he calls me, I will answer, and I will bow in humble adoration, and my soul will say, how great thou art. For I know I have a house of many mansions, eternal in the heavens, up where Jesus lives, up beyond the atmosphere, the stratosphere, the exosphere, the troposphere, up where I'll never grow old, up to the streets of gold, up beyond the vicissitudes of life. And I will honor him as King of Kings and Lord of Lords, and simply say to him that is able to keep you from falling and to present you faultless before the presence of his glory with exceeding joy, to the only wise God, our Savior, be glory and majesty, dominion and power, both now and forever and forever and forever. My God, how great thou art.
Oh, they are here. GMAC Mass Choir all the way from Chicago. Thank you, everyone, for coming down. Thank you. Thank you. And I have got to get me one of those kente ties before you leave. So please, if you have an extra. Anyway, they're here once again, all the way from Chicago, GMAC Mass Choir. That's gospel music according to Chicago. Please give them another warm welcome.
One thing that I All right. We are here. We are here. There he is. There's Richard. And we want to say welcome to everybody. Welcome to today's episode of the Sande Rose Show. And I am Sande Rose, and you are?
I am Kerisha Acton. It's a great day.
And I am Richard Darrell Nichols, all the way from Chino, Chino, California.
Oh, yes. And we are happy to be here. I looked at that video and I said, you know what? It's another move. I got to get that in move.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll have it next time. So Tony Lucas, y'all be ready for it. All right.
All right.
And so we are just so happy to be here today. And again, that was none other than the late, great Mama Lou, doing what she does best, and that is to handle that choir. She was a definite choir master. We do have the arrangements for her, and they will be on weekend. And let's see this up. And the celebration of life will be on Friday, July 11th. They'll have visitation, and then we'll be at Fellowship in Chicago. And then on Saturday morning at 10 o'clock, they'll be at the Apostolic Faith Church there in Chicago. And for those of you who are in the area, like to be there, those are the arrangements. And we're just gonna miss Mama Lou, but she did her work. And like someone was saying yesterday, if when I go, somebody can say half or a fraction of what they said about her, then my living. So we are sending our love and support to GMAC, which was her choir, to the traditional choir, fellowship, to every choir that she was associated with, her family, Evangelist Tanya, Monica, who was on yesterday, her granddaughter, and so many others. We just want to continue to pray. We're praying for Reverend Sharp. Pastor Sharp, you could tell he genuinely loved Mama Lou. And you could tell the way he treated her, that he genuinely loved her. And we're praying for him too, because that's a loss for his church. I think she was the oldest member of the church. We are praying for the church. Also, while we were on yesterday having our show, we got word about one of our previous guests on the show, which is Steve Puff Jones, who directed for Ricky Dillard. And he was just a friend that we just knew down through the years. And he always had a smile for you, And I talked to him last month. I had sent him one of the obituaries from Reverend Mother, and he was calling me back to show his appreciation for me sending it. And so we're sending our prayers and support for him. Also, one of the ladies that I used to sing with in St. James Adult Choir, Cheryl Starr. She was one of the Starr sisters who they had a singing group here in Detroit, and Southwest Detroit. We are praying for that family as Cheryl has gone on. So it's just, and Mosey Burks, Mother Mosey Burks, of the Mississippi Man's Choir will be playing something from her a little bit later on. But it's just a lot going on in the world. So everybody, as the Bible would tell you, keep your lamps trimmed and burning, because we don't know. The Lord is coming back for somebody every single day. So just be ready.
Amen. Amen.
So what's going on in your world?
Well, Sandy, tell me, you see I have on my black and white, and I see you have on your black and white.
I do.
I was wondering, can we go to an all-white party with this on?
If you want to.
Okay. But
that's not all white. You know what I'm saying? But if if you want to.
Yeah, I know I've seen people do this
Oh,
at
really?
an all-white party.
Oh, and they come in with something else.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, if they told me it was an all-white party, I would wear all white, but I can't dictate what's in somebody else's closet.
Right.
Usually it is I'm not gonna go buy anything. I'm gonna just wear what I got.
I'm gonna wear something in here, and this was the outfit. Was my favorite outfit. And you wear it, and then everybody at the party now go knowing that everybody at the party will be discussing you.
Okay.
That's right.
You're gonna get all of attention. Yes, you will. You'll get all the attention because everybody will be discussing you. Yep. And we want to say happy birthday. It is Demita's birthday today. So we want to say happy birthday to her. Yeah, it is her birthday today. And we really want to say happy birthday. And I hope you have something. This video went viral, Roosevelt. Wow. That's something. And it should have. It was good. But yeah, happy birthday, Demita, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful season. So we don't just celebrate the day, we celebrate the whole season. So we want to make sure that everybody just go ahead and click that like and that share button, and we'll be ready to get started. Let's do our weather. All the way from Los Angeles, California, we've got 79 degrees, Dr. Catherine. And it looks like it's heating up out there. Also 79 is here in Detroit, Shelby Township. Lena is on. She's got 79. But we are praying for Roxy because this is
She went up on us.
115. Please, everybody, please be careful. Be careful. That is dangerous. You can be out there. I was in Vegas with my sister visiting, and she was like, well, let's go shopping. So we went out, and it was like 112. It didn't feel like that. And you didn't know right away. You know what I'm saying? So that's dangerous. So please, Rox, be careful.
The Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity is having their convention in Phoenix, and a couple of brothers called back to their brothers and told them not to come. They can't dip their finger in the water to cool their tongue.
Because I can't even really see you at the pool at 150.
Right.
You know, the pool is hot. It's like you going in to boil. You know, it's like put some salt and pepper in the water, and because they're going to boil you.
I was thinking about that story about the frogs.
Yeah. And we've got the birthday girl. She's got 84 degrees. She's leaving the parking garage in Birmingham. Let's see. We've got Richard, 93 in Chino. You know. Oh, you know. And let's see. I thought I saw a couple more. However, and I thought that everyone would enjoy that last selection by Mama Lou.
Yes.
And Jay Hemingway is on with us. Hey, Jay. We've got 83 degrees. He's in Hope, Michigan. Got 83 there. And everybody is saying happy birthday to Demita. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. They are all saying happy birthday. So we are. And since we're on a birthday, let's do a birthday and then we'll bring our guests on. This is July. So the July birthdays are. We in July already. Professor Thomas Dorsey is on the 1st. Dr. Ludella Evans Reed is on the 7th. We celebrated her yesterday. James McCrary is on the 9th. Patrice Morris, our friend, is on the 10th. Henry Rusty David, all right, it's on the 11th. Oh, our girl Paulette Rhodes is on the 12th. Pastor Lydia Wright Hamilton is on the 12th. And we're remembering P. Lynn Baker on the 13th. It's her birthday. Evangelist Tanya Cuffey is on the 15th. Let's see, and we've got Gerald Haddon. His birthday is coming. I'm gonna time this. I'm gonna get this where I can really time this. So that when I pop it on the screen, it'll be right at the because now I always have to wait. But yeah, and I found a picture of Gerald Hatton. I'm gonna show it to you guys later. He was like about 14. Charles H. Nix Jr., his birthday is on the 18th. Ramon Perry on the 21st. Donald Weber Jr. is on the 21st. Future Tony Award winner. Dr. Henry Jackson, the 23rd. Bishop Albert Jameson on the 24th. Bryce Young, our favorite quarterback, the 25th. Reggie Gay, the 25th. Gwen Mary Majors is the 29th. Rodney Allen Rippey, our friend, is on the 29th. Reggie Underwood is on the 30th. And the singing Carolyn Traylor is on the 30th. And Pastor DeRail Smith on the 31st of Cosmopolitan there in Chicago. So we want to wish everybody a happy birthday. And I'm going to see if we can get this birthday song on and move forward.
All right.
Happy birthday to everyone. And when Jeffrey was here, I wanted to play that song yesterday to get his reaction to see what he thought. He said it was okay, but I wanted to get his reaction on what he thought. They had changed his song into Happy Birthday. And we want to now, we have some special guests with us today. And our special guests are, they help to bring life into this world. And that is just a joyous time. But all people that are going through childbirth don't have quite a joyous time because sometimes they don't have enough information. So these ladies that we have coming on, they help you. They explain everything that's going to happen. Most people that get pregnant just don't know what's going to happen. You don't know how your body is going to react. And these ladies are here to help you, to give you information, to make sure you have a happy Labor Day, shall we say. See, I threw that one in for free.
I like that.
So we want to bring them on, and there's some special ladies. We have a workshop that's coming up. WVTC Detroit, we're in the community and we are vested in the community. And we have a workshop that is coming up, and we want to bring these ladies on, and they will introduce themselves. And we're going to talk about birth, and we're going to talk about birthing and anything you ever wanted to know about that. They're going to tell you, because they're going to tell you about postpartum, anything you want to know about birth. And then Richard, you got a brand new baby over there. She's
And guess what? Today she went to daycare for the first time, and she walked into the place like she owned it. And she started singing hello. She went to all the kids saying hello in lyric soprano, and she held that note for about a minute or two. So Wilma walked out without her knowing. So we hope that when she gets back, we pick her up, that she's okay, and that the teacher will say she can come back, that she didn't tear up.
Just tear things up, huh?
Right.
Maybe we can talk to our guests today to see if they can help us to keep the kids from tearing stuff up, but that might be a little older for them. So we're going to play this song as we bring them on. And this is Ricky Dillard and our friend, now the late Steve Puff Jones. And we will be back right after. Dillard. Y'all know how I feel about Ricky Dillard, so quit playing. Quit playing. Y'all know how I feel about Ricky. That was Ricky Dillard and none other than our friend Puff, Steve Puff Jones. And we are sending our love and support out to his family and all of his friends homegoing. It's something. But we are here today, and we're here today to talk about life. And these ladies bring new life into the world. They help to bring new life into the world. And I've got Angelene Love. We've got Kerisha Henderson and Lorenda Lewis with us. And I'm going to ask each one of you to introduce yourself. So let's start with Angelene Love, and you are from Wrapped in Love.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me on today, Sandy. It's really nice to be here. So I'm Angelene. I am co-owner of Wrapped in Love Doula and Lactation Support. And so I do full spectrum doula care. So I provide support for moms in their perinatal journey along with their families. I do education to help them prepare for birth and help them prepare and have options for the birth that they're looking to have. And I also do a lot of postpartum support. So making sure after they come home with their baby, they're adjusting well, nourishment, making sure that they're fed, making sure that their family is fed and their needs are met. And then in addition to that, making sure if they're wanting to breastfeed, that they have support with lactation care, making sure that they have someone who's coming in their home, checking on them, making sure that their needs are being met when it comes to feeding. And I also run a program called Mama's Mobile Milk. And in this program, we provide support to families who have been separated from their infant if they're still wanting to provide that first food and medicine of human milk. So if they've been separated due to CPS involvement or a NICU stay, and most recently for incarceration. So we work with the Huron Valley Prison to provide lactation education to the birthing people in the prison system, as well as make sure their milk gets to their babies. So doing doula work, lactation work, and making sure that we're just wrapping families full circle in loving care.
And how important is it for you to have the babies to have breast milk?
Absolutely. So especially those babies, are at higher risk for a lot of different things because their life is already being separated from their mom. So being able for them to get that first milk, typically these babies might have a NICU stay already or have health complications. And we know that human milk literally is life-saving. It can help a baby to graduate from the NICU earlier. And so being able to implement this program within the prison system has really allowed those families to make sure that even if that mother can't be with that infant, the infant is still having that connection, that bond, that mom is still able to provide for their baby. And it also helps with reunification. So when the court system sees that this mom is pumping milk day in and day out and providing that labor of love, it can really help with reunification and them having an earlier release date.
Wow. That's something I knew. I knew none of that. Thank you so much. We've got Lorenda Lewis, and she's here with Healing from Dignity.
Yes.
Healing with dignity,
Yes,
not from
ma'am.
dignity, with dignity.
Yes, ma'am. How you doing, Miss
All
Sandy?
is well.
So I'm Lorenda, and I am the owner and founder of Healing with Dignity, where we nurse the community back to health. And I am a holistic nutritional full circle doula. And the type of care that I provide is pretty much similar to what all doulas do, providing that education and helping them prepare for their birth while they're pregnant, attending their birth and helping them during their birth and their labor, as well as providing postpartum care. I also am a American Red Cross instructor, so I teach CPR and first aid to the community. And this is something that's also important that I always help families to implement that if they want to take as well. And also providing postpartum care with families. And I'm a registered nurse as well. And so I don't use that as doula services, but being able to assess moms and helping them to understand the things that they're going through so that they can provide or be able to discuss certain things with their provider and helping them get through their pregnancy, because there are things that happen during pregnancy go through. As doulas, we can help educate them with those particular things that they're going through, like gestational diabetes, preeclampsia, those things. And we're able to provide education to them to be able to take that information back to their provider to get the necessary help.
Now you said a word that I don't know that everyone knows what that is. That's doula. What is a doula?
Yes, ma'am. So a doula is a non-medical professional
Okay.
that provides education to a mom or a family who is expecting a baby. And with that, you provide them the education, prepare them for their labor, give them childbirth and education, breastfeeding education to prepare them for their labor. You attend their birth, help them get through the pains of labor, and through massage, through helping them breathe, those type of things. And then when they get home, we can do home visits, providing them again with postpartum education, breastfeeding education, nutritional education, helping them to get back to their healing.
Yeah. And we all know that knowledge is power. And the more you know, the less you'll get in other situations, right? So that's good. So this is all about education. Okay, all right. And now we have Kerisha. Kerisha Henderson from the Daughters of Rahab has been here like 5,000 times. So
She's a regular.
so y'all know her. No.
Frequent flyer.
Tell us who you are and what you do.
Thank you for having me back. It's always a pleasure to come and speak with you guys. I'm a doula. I support women through birth as well as loss, because sometimes that's a realistic thing. And I
Yeah.
usually get to share pieces of my own journey with loss with moms as well. So I also do perinatal health education seminars, childbirth education, and then I'm also a CPR instructor too. So, and a lot of times all three of us work together on different projects as well.
So how is it? Now you said you deal with loss. I mean, that's got to be horrendous. You and any type of loss that goes without saying. But your baby, you've sat here and you waited, and this child has grown and you got accustomed to it being, you just waiting.
Yeah, loss is really rough. A lot of times, people, of course, aren't expecting it. But I like to try to utilize my own pain, the things that I went through my losses. I've had 5 losses. And with that, it's very easy to make an emotional connection to our clients. And sometimes it's actually hard to cut the connections too. I think they would probably agree with me on
Yeah,
that.
because I mean, now you
Yeah.
starting to be friends or whatever,
We
Yeah, you
become their
build the
village.
relationship. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But dealing with moms when it comes to loss does come with a very much emotional side. It also comes with just trying to navigate things, helping them to see that just because it happened this time doesn't mean that it won't happen again, or accepting that loss is something that is a possibility. But some people like to call it an early birth, and then their babies go to sleep. And so, in utilizing that type of theory, we still celebrate that life, even though it's a loss. So, I usually help women to still take those pictures, still hold your baby and say goodbye. Even something small, ceremonial, if they like to do some of those things. But it's a lot of wide variety of how some people do celebrate the lives of the children that they've lost.
Now, is that mandated, let's say by the state that you have a
No, it actually isn't a mandate before the state that you have a funeral. You could do cremation services as well, and a lot of cemeteries, if you ask them, sometimes they'll do it actually for free when it's a
Okay.
loss. I
Yeah,
was
and they
actually
have,
pleased to
I've
find
seen
that out.
like baby
Yeah, they do have
gardens.
small,
Yeah.
baby gardens, or even the little small casket boxes that they
Yeah.
utilize too.
Yeah.
So that's another way that some people utilize that as well.
Yeah, and you just it's you got the birth and it goes full spectrum. It goes full spectrum. So now share with us what inspired you to become.
Being the help that I didn't have mostly. I was a teen mother. And through my journey and being a teen mom, it came with a lot of negativity and a lack of support. Um, and so being that encouraging person that tells young women, you can still do it. This baby doesn't have to be the end or send you down a road where you can't see what your future may look like. And just having that person sometimes just to hear you. I felt like a lot of times when I was a first time mom, I was 19 when I had my daughter, and I just didn't feel heard. I didn't feel supported. My child's father, he was somewhat present, but still not the emotional support that I needed. Nor did I have a mom that was going to give me the educational tools to navigate motherhood or even preparation for my delivery. So, in taking that thought of how much I didn't have those supportive measures, I wanted to be that support for someone else. And I had already been supporting my friends. It just took me some years later to decide to actually go get the credentials and go do it and actually make it a serious career.
Now, Lorenda, what about you? What? Now, you're already a RN, so we know you want to help people, but what made you go into becoming a
My journey of becoming a doula comes from me wanting to be a midwife. And that path didn't quite work out the way that I had. And I somehow found my way back into still being able to help people and support people, but didn't know that the actual word doula was an actual thing. Something that you've already been doing, the word itself just throws you off. And I was like, oh, so it's kind of like you can still work with pregnant moms, but you're not a provider, but I can still work with them. I can still help them. I can still educate them with their babies. I'm just not delivering. It's close enough. And my own experiences with having different types of births, being from being a teen mom to having a C-section, to learning how to advocate for myself that next pregnancy, to learning more of advocating myself the following pregnancy, to finally having my dream of a home birth. So I've experienced birth in many different ways, from a vaginal delivery to a C-section, to having a single baby, to having twins. And I want to be able to help moms in different ways, because there are many different ways of having babies.
Oh, we can just talk to you. You've done it all.
Done it all. Yes.
But I also learned too that there are things that I've never experienced with birth. And I'm like, I didn't know. It's interesting. So even as this career, being a doula, I am learning so much of things that I've never experienced. You know, you put it all together and you get this big old pot of goulash of experience and learning and stories from yourself, from other people. And it just, you build that village, you know, that you have. If you don't have it, you find it somewhere. Find at least one person and you build that village, and you all learn together and you work together, and everyone can get the support and the help that baby.
Now, you said something. You used the term midwife. There's a difference between midwife and doula.
Yes, ma'am.
And I heard somebody out there ask what that is.
Yes.
So tell us what's the difference between a midwife and.
So the difference between a midwife and a doula, the midwife is the provider. So she's kind of like that doctor. This is the provider. This is the person that's going to help the mom deliver her baby. This is the person that's going to diagnose her and keep up with her health. The doula is the non-medical provider. She's going to give her childbirth and education, breastfeeding education, provide resources, refer her out to different providers, but not the actual provider. We cannot provide or prescribe medication or things of that nature, but the midwife can. So the midwife is like the doctor, and the doula is a support person.
So how much school is involved with a midwife?
With the midwife, well, depends on which
That's-
path you
that's
take.
just about a doctor, huh?
Yes,
Yeah.
different paths.
If-
You're looking at typically about 3 years or more.
Yes.
Okay. So how much education do you need to be a doula?
A good one.
A good one. So
Depends on which program you go.
levels.
Depends on which
Ongoing
program you're
education.
going
In
through.
this work, I feel like we're constantly learning
Yes.
new stuff, more stuff, better ways to do it. And I think that's the beautiful thing of doula work. You get, certified through whatever training option you choose and take a class, you get a certification. Some classes do it in a week's time. Some classes do it in months. Some classes, organizations do self-pace. But, being a great doula to me takes time. It takes time because you have to learn so many different things if you want to provide that full everything that they need.
Yeah.
I would say it takes community too, because like Lorenda said, everybody has a different experience. Each birth you have has a different experience. So when we have spaces where we can conversate with each other, and which is why we work so well with each other, we learn from each other. Oh, I just experienced this with a client. Let me tell you about it. So if you go into this, you already have some information, or I can call Kerisha if I'm about to support a loss because she has this experience, and we can continue to have that communication with each other and bring our skill sets not just to ourselves, but share it within our community so we can support each other while we support families.
That's important. And that's good that you all have a community. Is it a community of doulas?
Absolutely.
Okay. So the Association of Doulas United.
Yes. Because there are times where you want to support a family, but you're not able to.
Or you're not a good fit.
Yes, or you're not a good fit. So we're like, hey.
Okay, talk about that. Talk about that, because it's just like a doctor. They've got the right education, they've got the right degrees on the wall, but when you walk in the office, you ask a couple questions, and it's like, nah, this
right.
So how do I find, the right one? What should I be?
So, I mean, interviewing multiple doulas is key. You don't want to go with the first doula you meet, just like you don't want to go with the first provider you meet. You want to know and understand what options are available, and then thinking about things that are really important to you for your birth. Interviewing and asking those questions. How can you support me with a home birth?
Yeah.
How are we in alignment? Maybe you really want a faith-based doula. What is your faith?
Yes.
Because we have this connection. What's your lived experience? Because some of those things are really important. What's your cultural things? I've had a client before who they spoke a different language. And in that moment, it was fine until we were in that moment. And then
they went totally another way.
Once they were in pain. And what I realized from that birth is while we thought we were a good fit, she kept trying to translate to me. And I didn't want her to think about that in the moment. And I'm like, I'm gonna read your body. You don't have to tell me anything. But what I realized from that was she would have benefited much more from someone who could speak her native tongue with her in that moment. So really identifying who you have in your community, who you can say, hey, I know that we just had a really great interview and you want to work with me, but maybe interview with Kerisha because I know she has some skill sets too. And I just want to see if maybe y'all have a better connection. And in the same breath, sometimes the client isn't a good fit for you.
Yes.
Maybe I have things that are very important to me, like my faith or something else. And if that's not the type of spirit you're going to bring into that space, I might need to pass you to a different person, but always make that warm handoff and a connection. Don't leave somebody hanging. But we have to realize too, like the fit goes both ways.
Yeah. So have you guys ever said, you know what? Lorenda would be better. Let me call her up and
absolutely
get her over.
Definitely.
All the time.
Okay. Now, this is one we've got questions from the audience. One question. He wants to know, so how demanding is midwife?
Midwives are in great demand nowadays, especially. I think that what we're starting to see, the trends in the culture that we live in now, is that people want to go back to the way things were.
Okay.
We have become so much a medical society, a pill-pushing society, a hospital-based intervention for everything. And we're finding more issues a lot of time in those areas. And so midwives, you'll hear more conversation about them lately because people are going back to delivering at home. Or even sometimes midwives within the hospital system too. There are some there as well. But a lot of people are starting to realize that hospital birth can be complex, or it adds layers that they don't want to deal
That they
with.
don't want to do.
And so being in the sacred space of your home or even a birth center are some options that can change those things. And usually midwives do those deliveries more than doctors.
Okay, and that's pretty much the same question.
Ladies, can I ask you this real quick? How about cost? You talked about providing resources, whatever things that might be. What about the cost? Is the client responsible for that, or is there a program that they can enter that could pay for those things? I think that even Roy was asking about Medicaid.
Yeah, because I was just about to get the question.
What about cost?
Did anybody want to take that, or you want me?
Yeah, so I can answer.
Mhm.
So there's several things that can happen with costs. Sometimes doulas are volunteering and helping families out, or bartering. And Medicaid, Michigan just started paying for doula services.
Yes, they did.
January 2023. So we're on year 3 of families being able to get doula services who otherwise cannot afford to pay for. And then there's also private pay.
And just to lift up on Medicaid a little more for viewers who are listening who can either use this themselves or share it out with families. So your birth support is covered through Medicaid, as well as 12 visits that can be used either postpartum or prenatally. You can mix and match that in whatever way you do. But something that I think we miss out of the conversation often is loss support is also covered under Medicaid. So just because you have a loss does not mean that you aren't eligible to still have that support. And we don't know yet about Medicaid cuts impacting our program. What we do know is that we need folks to, talk about the importance of this work, talk to their local politicians, talk to people on the state level so that when funding does come down, it can still be allocated to this, because right now things are still in the air. We've seen over the past 2 years the impact of doula support, what it's had for communities, especially communities of color who are really, disproportionately dying at higher
Yes.
rates. So we definitely don't want to see these programs go away, but it's not the only way to access support. Doula work, birth work is legacy work, it's generational work, it's ancestral care. We have specifically been doing this in this country since we came here. So we don't want to see the impact. We want to, be able to feed our families too, but we will find a way to continue to support families. Like Lorenda said, there is bartering. There is, instead of the big giant lavish baby shower, you spend some money on preparing yourself for birth and making sure that you don't have these outcomes because you have support. You have an advocate in that room to say, this is not right. What you're doing is not okay. Listen to her voice. She's telling you what she needs. So there are ways that we'll continue to do this work, but we do, hope that the cuts aren't going to really impact what we're doing.
Yeah. And you said something about advocate, and let's get that out before we go on break. How important is having an advocate in there with you or along this journey with you? How important is that? And do doulas serve as?
I think that's one of our biggest roles as a doula is being an advocate. And sometimes that is just being in the space and being a witness. So sometimes I've been at births where I'm not doing anything hands-on. I'm just there essentially sometimes to make sure people are doing their job and doing what they came to work to.
So I can concentrate on having this baby and somebody else is looking out for me.
Absolutely. And then also helping the client find their voice. Sometimes you get into that hospital system and it just feels like I got to do everything that they're telling me. And so having someone who can just say, can we take a moment to think about this? You guys can come back in a few minutes so that client can really find their voice, or supporting their partner to be able to use terminology and words that resonate with those providers. Because a lot of times we are speaking up for ourselves, but we're not speaking in a way that they hear us. And when we start to use their terminology, which a lot of us as doulas do, we have that skill set to help them advocate for themselves. Then they're like, oh, okay, she knows what she's talking about. Let me get my stuff together. So being able to be an advocate in that regard as well. And sometimes we also are advocating for our client with their family members.
Yeah.
You know, in the breastfeeding space, I see a lot of family members who, you know, this is foreign to them. This is new to them. They've never seen this before. So I'm working with my clients to advocate, you're the mom now. You are this baby's mama. And if you want to feed this baby and give it the best start, we have to figure out how we're going to speak to your family and advocate to those so that they can support you or they can leave.
Okay. Right. Bam. And she dropped the mic. Well, we're going to go. Let's take a break and we'll come right back because I want you all to talk about the importance of now. I see there's more education for fathers and partners. Before it was kind of all focused on moms, dads were sitting there like, what I'm going to do? And now
Go boil the water. As they
right.
say.
Go to work, get some more money. Okay. Yeah, go away. It's your fault. So we'll take that break and we'll be right back. You are with the Sande Rose Show. Please go ahead, like and share somebody. If you have somebody, you know someone that's pregnant or they're thinking about getting pregnant or they're in their childbearing years, you might want to get them on the line. All
Every
right.
mom deserves a doula.
Every mom deserves one. We'll be right back after.
WVTC Detroit and Coming Up Roses invite you to the Birth Blueprint Workshop 2025, happening Saturday, August 2nd from 9:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. at Hope United Methodist Church, 26275 Northwestern Highway in Southfield, Michigan. This free Healthy Birth Seminar features expert speakers and interactive sessions covering labor and delivery basics, pain management, postpartum care and nutrition, breastfeeding, and maternal mental health. It's open to mothers, expected mothers, fathers, partners, educators, caregivers, and advocates. Enjoy prizes, giveaway, and vendors. And lunch is provided completely free. Pre-registration is suggested, so secure your spot today at WVTCDetroit.com/Birth Blueprint 25 or register on Eventbrite at Birth Blueprint Workshop 2025. Empower your family to start healthy and strong. We'll see you there. This community message is brought to you by WVTC Detroit.
Hey there, Dorian Ellis, Elmar's Furs, coming on to tell you a little bit about our summer layaway. Yes, the season is over for fur coats. It's now the summer. Put your coat in the layaway, 30% down, right here at Elmar's Furs. Have 6 months to get it out. By the time you get it out, it'll be time to wear it. Right here, Elmar's Furs, 13661 West 11 Mile Road. Summer layaway is happening right now, 30% down. Don't miss it. See you there.
WVTC Detroit and Coming Up Roses invite you to the Birth Blueprint Workshop 2025, happening Saturday, August 2nd from 9:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. at Hope United Methodist Church, 26275 Northwestern Highway in Southfield, Michigan. This free Healthy Birth seminar features expert speakers and interactive sessions covering labor and delivery basics, pain management, postpartum care and nutrition, breastfeeding, and maternal mental health. It's open to mothers, expectant mothers, fathers, partners, educators, caregivers, and advocates. Enjoy prizes, giveaway, and vendors. And lunch is provided completely free. Pre-registration is suggested, so secure your spot today at WVTCDetroit.com/Birth Blueprint 25 or register on Eventbrite at Birth Blueprint Workshop 2025. Empower your family to start healthy and strong. We'll see you there. This community message is brought to you by WVTC Detroit.
All right, and we are back. We are back. And that commercial was about the event that we're about to have, which is the Birthing Blueprint. And we have all of these ladies will be featured on that at that event. And the event is completely free. You will get lunch. You're going to get educated. And these women have wonderful, wonderful presentations. And whether you're pregnant or you're thinking about having a baby, or maybe you're a caregiver, maybe your daughter is going to have a baby, you need to know this information. What got me involved in it was I saw something on Safe Sleeping. And when I found out, when I grew up, I was the babysitter. I was the babysitter for everybody. And when we put the babies to sleep, you put a bottle or a pacifier, you put all of their favorite toys in the bed with them, you wrap them up, all kinds of stuff that you're not supposed to do because no one told us, and this kind of information we need to know. And we featured a commercial last year, PSA, just about safe sleep. And that you should put nothing in bed with your babies. And I did not know that SIDS was preventable. I never knew. And can somebody talk about that?
Yeah. SIDS definitely is something that a lot of people have heard of.
Yeah.
It's where a child may die suddenly. And a lot of times it can be different reasons surrounding it. Sometimes babies may mistakenly get slept on, rolled over,
Yes.
Suffocated by things in the
Yes.
crib. And so that's why there's such an awareness around safe sleep. And so you want to make sure that when your baby's sleeping, that you have everything removed from the crib so that way they don't, smash their face into things as they roll and things like that. So safe sleep is definitely important. You've even had some cases, unfortunately, where the mom may be tired, fall asleep, alcohol, cigarettes, there are a wide range of things that have happened because the baby wasn't in an environment of safety. And then sometimes people just get used to having their babies with them. And it's okay to put them in their crib where we know that they're good.
No, they don't
and
want
have
to
good
be in there by
circulation.
themselves. And it's like,
Yeah.
But that was really an eye opener, and it made me want to get some information out to people. That just blew my mind. All this time I could feel, just not knowing. So information, trust me, ignorance is not bliss. Not when it comes to a life.
Yeah.
Where you can't say, well, I didn't know what they going. So that's why we're trying to provide you with all of this information, and it's absolutely free. You can go to WVTC Detroit the birthing blueprint 25, and you can sign up. It again, there is absolutely no cost. And last year we had a wonderful time. These ladies were outstanding speakers, and this year we just wanted to kick it up a notch and just give them something better, even better. And so we brought these ladies back because they have great information. They know what they're talking about. These are not novices, and they are telling us from a professional standpoint. So we want to make sure that we listen to them and we hear what they're saying. But if you have somebody, it's open. The workshop is open to everyone. So if you are interested in coming, again, you can go to WVTC Detroit / the birthing blueprint 25, and you can register there. We just ask that you register so that we will have enough. We want to give out. Last year, we gave out not just little diapers, we gave out boxes of diapers. We gave out gift certificates. We gave out all kinds of things because we want you to come and get this information. Because again, this information to keep you and your baby alive and well. So please come out. We'll tell you that one more time and put the flyer up on our pages, and you'll be seeing the commercial from here on out. But if you have somebody in this area, all you have to do is be in the Detroit area. There are no stipulations. But again, we ask that you register so we'll have enough for everyone. I know Richard had. Go ahead.
Oh yeah,
Well,
I was sitting
you said
here.
Richard. Go ahead.
Oh, I was sitting here and I was tempted to throw up my Baptist finger and excuse me from this place here, but I did see fathers on that on your flyer. How do you encourage fathers to participate in the birthing, and what advice do you give them?
So the father is extremely important in the birthing process because he was a part of the birthing process, right? So being able to be there, being supportive of the pregnant mom, massaging her, encouraging her, giving her words of affirmation, rubbing her, kissing her, the things that got her pregnant in the first place.
Okay.
So just continue.
How you get it in is how you get it out.
Right. Continue to love on her and give her that love that she needs, that rubbing, that touch, because touch is extremely important.
Yeah.
And
for everybody.
Yes, for everybody, everything, including that baby. You touched her to get the baby there, touch her to help get it out.
Okay.
I think
there we have.
Also inviting fathers into the space.
Yeah.
Too often they're not invited into the conversation. And so from the very beginning of pregnancy, it's like no one's asking them anything. So once you start to ask them, they're like, oh yeah, I am a part of this. Okay, now I do have things that I want to say. I do feel empowered to ask questions too, because they're a part of the process. Like Lorenda said, they help create this baby. It's their baby too, even when the baby is still in the womb. So when we invite fathers into the space and we also include them in the process, and sometimes they need a little bit of guidance. I think that's where doulas can come in really handy, is like being like, go over there and massage her, like we talked about at that prenatal. They just need a little bit of guidance sometimes to be able to do what they already want to do.
Yeah.
So do you bring them in, like say if you go to the home, do you talk to both the mom and the
absolutely.
dad?
I even say what time he get off work. I'm gonna come when he's there, because sometimes they do have questions that they may not want the mom to know. They might want to just ask you directly. So we always encourage them to be a part of the visit. Are you going to be home? I'll come. I'll make my hours according to your schedule so that you can come too, because I know you have questions for the doctor too. Let me help you come up with questions to ask the doctor. I'm having an event tomorrow. Why don't you come too? Or there's dad events. There's a dad event. You should go to that dad event. You know, so
being a part of the education is so key. We're not going to be there every moment. He might not remember everything. In that hour when your legs are swelling up, he's going to see that because he knows what your toes look like. Does he have the education on preeclampsia? When you're having a hard night with breastfeeding and you're like, just give this baby some formula. He's the one who's going to be there at 3 a.m. to say, all right, babe, we know this is best for the baby. Like, let's just try it out. Remember what the doula said or the class
Yeah.
said. What can I get for you? Like, they
Mhm.
have to have the education too because they're there.
Now, I've seen on TV where the father will put on a breast suit and, and nurse the baby like that. Is that something that you all have seen or you advocate?
Not for me.
You
not
haven't
to
seen
I
be-
haven't
it?
seen that
But
personally,
you-
but they do have. I have seen fathers with the wrap because the father can get skin to skin with the baby
Yeah.
too.
So what is skin to skin?
Skin to skin is the mom or the father, because fathers can do it too. Take your shirt off and take the baby's t-shirt off and love on that baby, bond with that baby. And because that's what the baby is used to. Inside the womb is nice and
Yes.
warm and cozy. And so that's what the baby is used to. So when it's on your skin, the connection of that skin with that baby.
And you felt that. I can look at your face and tell she felt all of that. Yeah,
I was
yeah.
saying the same thing.
We do have a question here. Let's see. Yes, growing up, we laid babies in the bed on their stomach face down, but now it's supposed to be on the back. And that's what I'm saying. That we learn more as we go forward. So yeah, knowledge is power. I've said if some men see what women goes through bringing life in the world, a real man won't walk away and praise
agree.
God.
I agree. Being in the birth space is powerful. And I can't say enough how many times I've seen the bond that much more from the men who witnessed the birth. Definitely.
And just watching movies from back in the 60s and 70s, because I know I'm old. But watching movies, the dads used to wait outside. They weren't inside the delivery room, and then as time went on, they started easing more into the delivery. So how do the dads act? I mean, are they comfortable? Do they seem like, or it's like,
It depends. It depends. I have dads that are very involved, ask a lot of questions because what can I do? How can I help her? What can I do to support her? And others are like, okay, well, so it varies from dad to dad, but I'm seeing that a lot of fathers do want to be more involved. They want to be in the room. They want to know what can they do to support. You want me to touch her like this? What do I do? Okay, the hip squeezes. Okay, do the counter pressure. So they do want to be involved, but they want to feel it and they want to know that they can be involved and know that the energy is there for them to be involved and participate. And I love it. I really love when fathers are involved and they're asking the questions. I'm like, you got any more questions, Dad?
And so, because now, they're all about girl dads and the dads are stepping up to the plate now, and we want to make sure that we include them. And if there are some fathers that do need some coaching, Bishop Mitchell, I know, is having sessions with fathers at the church. And if you want some more information on that, just make sure you just send me a inbox or text me and I'll give you information. Teresa, you had a question. Look like you like.
Did I look that bad? I actually want to go back to when we were talking about the breast milk and how important it is for the baby to be able to nourish that way. But in a situation where the mother is not in the best of health, or if she is maybe an abuser of drugs, what have you, do you still use that breast milk, or is there another alternative?
That's a really great question. So speaking of if the mother is in a situation where maybe she had a C-section where she had to be put under and she's not quite awake yet, these are the conversations that I have with my clients beforehand, the what ifs. We want things to go perfect, but things don't go perfect in life. Birth is messy, parenting is messy. Our kids do what they want to do, even though we try to have them do the things we want. So I talk to my clients about hand expression. If something is to go awry and you are not physically able to latch this baby, could myself or my partner hand express some of that colostrum for you to feed your infant. A lot of parents are much more interested in having that happen versus formula. Colostrum is the first milk that you produce. It's very thick, it's yellow, often referred to as liquid gold, and that has so many protective factors for the rest of your child's life. When an infant is born, they have little tiny holes in their belly, and that colostrum is thick to coat those spaces, whereas formula can be detrimental as their stomachs are growing. So we have conversations like that. We also are conditioned to think that if there is drug use, that milk is not safe. Oftentimes, it actually can be. If a mother is using marijuana per se, that milk is definitely going to be better and have less carcinogens in it than formula. If a mother is a part of the MAP program, so if they are receiving medication for methadone, it's actually better to feed their baby with the breast milk because the baby is weaning too. And so it's getting a small amount of that drug. So it's actually better to feed baby. But we have a lot of preconceptions and biases, right? So if we actually have these conversations out loud, people can understand it. And then I like to tell folks it's a 3-tiered thing with feeding your baby. The first and best thing is your specific milk that your body created for your infant. That is the number one best thing for your baby. Your body made it specifically for that child. But then there's also donor milk. We come from a long line of community milk sharing. We were feeding other people's babies when we couldn't feed our own. So providing a baby with human milk, whether that's not your own or somebody else from like a donor milk bank, or maybe someone in your community who is also breastfeeding, is going to be your second line of defense. So if we can't get your breast milk to this baby, then can we ask the hospital for donor milk? Or is Lorenda breastfeeding? Can I get a little bit of that milk? You got some extra? Let's give it to this baby. It's still human milk created for a human baby. And then we go to formula. Too often we just jump right to formula when that is not the next step. We can utilize other ways to express our own milk or use that donor milk.
Wow. We've got a question from the audience. Hallie said, in a home setting, how do you rescue, save a child with the umbilical cord wrapped around the neck?
Well, some people don't realize that umbilical cord around the neck isn't always detrimental. And I think that's the myth that people believe.
It is.
A lot of times you'll see a high percentage of cords wrapped around the neck, and we just unwrap it. Because it's still providing oxygen to the baby. The placenta is providing the oxygen that the babies need. That's coming from the mom. So as long as we have the mom is breathing good, then the baby's going to be just fine. In any cases where, okay, it is something extremely tight where we're worrying about a lack of oxygen or something like that, then once you give birth to the baby, then you're always the person who's doing the delivery or their assistant is always certified to do a neonatal rescue.
Lorenda, I want to ask you this. Postpartum is a difficult place to be for some mothers. And we've heard on the news where they taking their babies and just drove off into, this what is postpartum, and how do you what do you do? Do you have like mental exercises? Is it medication? What do you?
That is a great question. Postpartum, a lot of things fall under, but postpartum is basically the condition that the mother after.
Okay.
And in most countries, especially in the Eastern countries, that's 40 days. And in general, it is likely for the mother, or we want the mother to be able to be cared for during that time because she needs. It is extremely important that the mom heals from that labor.
Because you just had a baby.
You just had a baby. And it takes, that's why they say 6 weeks or 40 days for her to be able to heal so that her body can, it needs to be that baby. And if somebody needs to nourish her. And this does happen in a lot of cultures. However, there are times when, and some people, their reality is that they don't have that support. They don't have that village. They don't have the, and it can take them into depression. But there's a difference between baby blues and depression.
Okay, what?
Baby blues is being sad. You just had a baby, you're having your emotional moments, you're happy, you're sad,
yeah,
you're going through it. This is normal.
Trying to figure out why you did this.
Yeah.
What was I thinking?
What was I thinking?
Again? How does happen again?
Yeah.
And those things are normal. But then there is depression, which is completely different. And this is when you have certain thoughts of, like you said, driving off the road or doing things like that. But I think that takes time to get to that point. And unfortunately, some people are not able to see the signs of it before it gets to that point. Or maybe she just don't have that village there to help her, or people just don't realize that these are signs of depression. And there are ways to help combat that. There is medication that can be used, or there are other alternative ways that can be used if feasible for that person. It all depends on the level of the depression.
You got an oil for that?
I sure
She got
do.
a oil for
Right.
everything.
So now, will we get into a nutrition kind of?
That can definitely play a role.
Mm-hmm.
Lack of magnesium can definitely cause depression.
Yeah.
So, and magnesium is very important, but a lot of us have lack of. So that would be that Epsom salt, soaking your feet in Epsom salt,
Yeah.
that's getting that magnesium, or taking magnesium supplements, or increasing your greens intake because there's a lot of magnesium there.
Wow, that's something. Teresa, Richard, you have a question?
Yeah, I would like to go back to SIDS. I understand what we were talking about. Nothing should be in the crib. But I always thought that SID was a medical disorder. Now, how medical or not medical is it?
It's really just like an encompass of any sudden death syndrome. So you can kind of look at it kind of how lupus sometimes just encompasses a group of things that happens. It's kind of the same thing with SIDS. So it's not necessarily a medical condition, but like Kerisha said, it's a sudden infant death, whether that's suffocation. Sometimes it can be a health condition that caused it, but it's not like a condition in itself. You might want to add to that.
That was perfect.
Yeah, because I guess if it's a health condition, you would, your doctor would be monitoring, and you would kind of
Maybe, or sometimes they're so young you don't know that there's an issue yet.
Mm-hmm.
And it happens all of a sudden. So it's like, it's nothing that you can prevent.
Breastfeeding is a protective factor for SIDS.
Okay, help us.
So if you're breastfeeding your infant, you're at a lower risk for SIDS. That out there. So many benefits to mom and baby for breastfeeding.
See, that's what I'm saying. Y'all didn't even know this.
Come to the workshop.
Right,
Come to the workshop.
Thank you.
So now I heard that there is a myth that Black women can tolerate pain more than white women. So sometimes the doctors say, she don't need nothing. She be all right. Let her go on through it. She said, and they say, you all right. Have you heard that? And
I definitely have heard that. I've definitely seen some medical providers treat African Americans differently when it comes to pain medications, any type of narcotics and things like that as well. It is totally discriminatory. Pain is different for everybody. What may be a level 10 for me may only be a level 4 for you. Yeah. And so we have to acknowledge that pain is subjective, and on each person is a case-by-case basis. But the important thing is it needs to be believed. Mm-hmm. And a lot of providers don't take the time, number one, to listen to the person when they say that this is what's happening to me, this is what's going on with my body. We've even had, Serena Williams, I think, talk about how she was ignored when she had said that she had certain symptoms going on, a heaviness in her chest and things like that, to find out that something actually was wrong down the line. But not being believed is the first problem. Then you get into the discriminatory things that happen based on race. And it is a fact. These things happen. They definitely do.
And they say it's actually there that Black women, they good.
It dates all the way back down.
Everything look good.
Right. Mm-hmm. But it dates all the way back.
They can drop that baby and go on back and continue picking that cotton.
But they put us in that position.
But that is literally where
take it all the way back to Marion
Sims. Why they doing it?
Yes.
Well, we can't share a trigger bound, but put your booby in.
Right. Take it all the way back to Marion Sims, the father of gynecology. Mm-hmm. He started this mess. doing surgery and doing these procedures on these women with no anesthesia, nothing. And unfortunately, this is still being taught in medical school. So they still have this thought in their mind, the things that Marion Sims taught about how to do procedures and things like that, and just give them a little bit of anesthesia because they got it anyway. So it dates all the way back to that.
And it's still
And it's
being carried
still
forward.
being carried forward.
And this is why one of the reasons that we are having this this workshop, because there are so many myths out there, and you need to know how to help yourself and help your loved one and your new baby coming. So you need an advocate. You need someone to come and help you with this. I mean, we get people to help us with our pets, you know, but we
And
just
to understand, sometimes the person is there to help you just understand what's being said. 'Cause
exactly.
that's a big
Help
part.
me
Exactly.
translate what the doctor
Mhm.
just said.
That's
What does that
right.
mean?
That's right. That's right. Because I mean, you know, if I don't hear medical terms, I'm not around a doctor. I'm only, you know, 17, 18 years old. I haven't heard that much in my life. So I don't know. I need help. I need help. I need an advocate. So that even goes for some of you if you've got granddaughters, if you've got daughters out there that are in the childbearing age. We need to make sure that we have something for them. We have these classes, have these sessions. We get a doula, you know, and I think that's money well spent.
It is. I mean,
Exactly.
it's a
It's a
life-saving tool.
life.
Like she said, take that baby shower money and invest in a doula.
Yeah, yeah, yep, yep.
Or take off that gender reveal.
Sandy, I want to say,
Burning
That's
up
two
the
baby
forehead.
showers. That's two baby showers.
Sandy, I want to say this. You know, I have a 1-year-old grandbaby, and a lot of people tell me that I'm spoiling that girl, and I take that negatively. And I tell them, I'm not spoiling her. I'm loving her.
Yes.
Yes.
And so, what's the difference between spoiling and loving a child?
What does it mean to spoil a child, though?
Especially a one.
Yes.
I gave her my credit card and told her she could use it, but the only thing she did was put it in her mouth.
We got to remember, too, that babies have been living in the womb. We say 9 months, but it's really 10 because 40 weeks is 10 months. So in between 9 and 10 months, that baby has been wrapped in love inside the mother's womb. That's what she's used to.
Yeah.
She's only one. She had a whole year of being carried, being warmed, being wrapped up.
Yeah.
Why does she want to go sleep by herself or go, just be by herself all the time? What's wrong
Oh
with
yeah, I'm a
holding her?
loner, Mom.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like all of this goes back to we live in a country and always have where we've always been expected to go back to work. So if I can't be with my baby, mothering my infant as I should be, because I can't go back to work and make $1 because that's what society is telling me I need to do. That's where we get this spoiled aspect. Because if you're loving on this baby as she deserves to be loved and holding this baby, and now I give it back to you and you got to go to work tomorrow, you're like, well, what am I supposed to do now? Because my baby's become accustomed to what it should have. And so it's just frustrating because we see these things passed down from generation to generation. But we're also, as we were talking about the father's narrative, we're seeing these new dads step up and do different things than what they've done before. And their babies are seeing this. So we're taking what the narrative was, we're reclaiming it to what it should be. And if we continue to allow our children to see what it should be, to see their mom breastfeeding, to see a home birth, that's how I got into birth work. Birth work found me through legacy. My mother had a home birth with both of my sisters. I saw that. That was my first understanding at 11 years old of what birth was. That was what was normal to me because that's what I saw. And if we show our children what we deserve to have with birth, with lactation, all of that, as we have new generations of babies, we're going to get to a space where we were back in the day where we had these things and this was what was normal. So spoil that grandbaby. She's going to spoil her babies and we're going to reclaim and rehab what our generational wealth should be.
Yeah. And that's something. So we're down to we're gonna get a couple more questions in. Kerisha, what is a myth about pain management and birth that
Well, one, like we just talked about, that all people feel the same. Like pain is the same for everybody. That's not the case. I think another thing that I would say that's a myth regarding pain or pain management is that the epidural is the solution to everything,
Hmm.
because it's not. And it gets us into more interventions that send us down the wrong path, actually, more than it does corrective action for the pain or anything surrounding it. So I think that that's a prime example. I'm not knocking anybody for having an epidural if you had one. It is a tool that can be used, but I don't think that we talk enough about the other modalities that are options when it comes to massage, when it comes to even your things that you're thinking, smells, things like this work in the labor space to help make a person relax and be more calm. Even gas is being used, and people don't know a lot about that. Some people don't know that they can get even an IV medication or IM medication for pain management as well. That's more short term versus having an IV stuck to you the whole time. So there are quite a few things that I feel like people always say the epidural is the answer, and it's not.
okay? All right. Now, Lorenda, can you share one overlooked thing that new moms should do to care for themselves after birth?
Even if that means up, you should have put magnesium in it. And just relax. And we tend to forget that. We're so busy running around, taking care of everybody with the baby in our arm, changing this baby's diaper, all at the same time. So even if you can make an appointment, make tub appointment.
Yeah.
Put it in my calendar. Get in a tub on this day at this, because you need that time. Even if it's 10. Sometimes I have to sit in the car before I go in the house because I
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
what's about to
What's
happen. When
gonna
that door
happen.
open,
Yeah.
sit in the car and just take a breath.
Yeah.
Compress.
And now, if I had a doula, could I say,
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
I encourage what you need to do. Go. I got this. I'll fold the clothes for you. You go take a nap. Go take a shower.
I make
you
dinner.
like
Why
you
am I
like
here?
somebody's mother?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Why
like
am I
having your
here?
You
mom.
need that. You
Absolutely.
need that. You need to be
Yeah.
mothered when you have a baby. You
Yes.
need that. And I don't think that people really think like that.
Yeah.
Even people who have estranged relationships from their mother, they long for their mother because
Yes.
they want to
Yes.
be mothered in the birth
Absolutely.
space and
Yes.
thereafter. And it's definitely needed.
Yeah.
That
I feel like I
reminder.
need to be mothered now.
So how can Angelene, what's a common myth about breastfeeding that you hear and you have to say, oh, okay,
Ooh,
listen,
there's
not
so many.
that.
Yeah, so many with breastfeeding.
I think one of the big ones outside of Black women don't breastfeed, which is absurd since we
Their
fed
baby
this
ain't getting
entire
enough.
nation.
Right.
Oh, the milk is probably sweeter.
Okay. All right. Outside of that one, I think that breastfeeding, that some people say breastfeeding is painful. They don't want to do it because it's painful, because it should not be painful. Most things that are problems with breastfeeding can be corrected very easily. If you're having a painful latch, typically there just needs to be a small adjustment made. But if you're continuing to breastfeed and it hurts, you're not going to keep doing that. Nobody wants to walk around and their boobs hurt. So knowing that there's support that can help you, there's folks who will come to your home and help you, knowing when to ask for that support, because again, it should not hurt. Outside of, when you first have your baby and that first few seconds, just because it's a new feeling, it should not be painful. And if it is painful, there's typically a small little adjustment we can make to fix it.
That is something. Listen, people, you want to come to this workshop.
FREE.
You want to do it.
You do.
As you see, we've got the experts. They know what they are talking about. And you need to come to this workshop. It's going to be on the 2nd of August. And you need to show up. You need to register so that we will know that you're coming, and we can prepare lunch for you. We want to make sure that everyone there is comfortable. We got some snacks for breakfast, and we'll be doing things, giving prizes away. We'll have some vendors there. So if you know anyone that's pregnant, thinking about getting pregnant, just got over being pregnant, then you want to come to this workshop. If you care for your baby, if you care for your niece, if you care for your nephew and they're just a baby, or you're the person that's really close and she looks to me for that, then you might want to be at this workshop so you can get all the information that you can. And it's going to be on August the 2nd from 9:30 to 2. And it's going to be at Hope United Methodist Church. And got plenty of room there. A very nice facility right there in Southfield off the freeway. And lunch will be provided. We're going to have slideshows, all kinds of things. You're going to walk out with knowledge. And that's what it's all about, is getting people to walk out with knowledge. And we'll keep more babies alive, and we'll keep more babies safe. We'll keep more moms and dads probably together, because they won't be fussing at each other. Because they at
And
least will
sometimes they need a doula
understand.
for that.
They do sometimes.
Yeah,
I definitely
yeah.
deal with
You
that.
know, because it's if they don't know. Because I went to a birth. I was at a birth, and the dad was there. And the mom had, I can't give too many details because he might be watching. So the mom was there, and he was, so it lasted. I was there. Then I left, went to church, came back. Still no baby. And so by this time, it's like, 4 or 5 o'clock. Come on, I'm tired. We had this baby, So, and it was maybe about 5 minutes later, she had the baby, but he probably wouldn't have said that, if he had been to dad.
Yeah.
Because she was like, but I'm
If he had been loving
trying.
on her, getting that oxytocin flowing, that baby would have been born 5 hours earlier.
Right.
Yeah. So, and who knew? Who knew? So, that's why we're here. And please, ma'am, please, sir, get these people to this workshop. It's absolutely free. And no cost to anybody for anything. We just need you to register so we will know you there. You can go on to the WVTC Detroit website and register, or you can go on to Eventbrite and you can register on Eventbrite. So what we're going to do now, instead of having like final thoughts, we usually have like closing thoughts for our guests. I want you to tell where you are, what you do, how they can get in touch with you. Somebody is okay, and we can start with Angelene.
Yeah, so you can find Wrapped in Love Doula and Lactation Support on Facebook as Wrapped in Love Doula and Lactation Support, on Instagram, Wrapped in Love Doula. You can also email us at wrappedinlovedoula@gmail.com. We post tons of events that are happening in community, not just the events that we do, but we teach different community education classes, because it is so very important to plan before you have the baby, to retain that information before baby comes. Nothing is harder than to try to support a mom when that baby is fussy because it's not latching at 3 o'clock in the morning when they have no previous understanding and information. So come out to this class and receive this education and information, and check out our Facebook page, because we put all the information out. We want y'all to have all the community resources, and there's tons of them that folks are not tapping into, and these things are here for you.
Right. And we're going to go to Lorenda.
Yes. So Lorenda, Healing with Dignity, you can reach out to me at healingwithdignity@gmail.com. Social media, I have Instagram and Facebook, which is Healing with Dignity, as well as if you do have Medicaid, you can reach me through your insurance plan, as well as the Michigan Doula Registry, the MDHHS Doula Initiative Registry. You can find me there as well. And word of mouth. I usually get a lot of contacts through word of mouth. Nurses call me, social workers call me to connect me with families that they're working with.
All right. And we're going to hear from Kerisha, although we kind of feel like we know what she does, but we don't know. So we're going to look for some new people out there, and they have never seen Kerisha. So,
Yes.
tell me
So
what you
Daughters of
do.
Rahab Doula Health and Wellness. You can find me on Facebook. You also, as Lorenda said, can find all of us on the Michigan Doula Registry, as well as with your roster. If you go into your portal for your health insurance, I know for myself, I'm registered with all of them because I want all the coins. So on your registry for your insurance, you can look us up under your providers as well for doula services. And then also my office is in Southfield, Michigan, right at Mount Vernon and Southfield Road. And you can contact me on my phone at 313-444-4127.
Right.
And email contact us at daughtersofrahab.org.
Okay. And if you didn't get any of that, just come to the workshop and you can talk to them personally.
Directly.
Again, it's August the 2nd. Get the word out. Help us to get the word out because we want to help people. It's really not helping me. It's helping people. And like I said, I don't want, that would have just tore me up, just knowing that I was doing something wrong. So come out. We're giving out free information, prizes, diapers. We're giving out a lot of stuff. And lunch will be provided for you. All you have to do is show up and get this information. Ladies, you have just been wonderful, wonderful. You all have closing questions for them or? You on mute.
Not a question, but just a thank you so much, ladies, for all your information. And you did bunk a couple of things for me. And so I appreciate that. So I know this is going to be a wonderful workshop. And just thank you for giving your time to this important project. God
Thank
bless.
you. Love to meet you there.
Thank you.
There was a question in the comments. Are there male doulas?
There are.
And for some folks, that's a good fit. Going back to having a good fit for you, some partners really enjoy having that man-to-man connection. So sometimes doulas will work, like a male doula will work with a female doula, so they can kind of support both partners. But there definitely is a lot more male doulas starting to come into the profession.
Okay.
All right.
Great having you here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So we want to make sure that we are at that seminar, that we register for that seminar first before we come. So this flyer will be out. The commercial is out on social media. The flyer is out on social media. So please pass it along. If you know someone that is in need of these services, just pass it along.
FREE.
Yes,
free.
FREE, free. FREE. There's absolutely no cost workshop. And again, by way of announcements, this weekend will be the homegoing service for Mama Lou, and it'll be there in Chicago. We have this also posted on our social media, so go there and see it. Also, we have the homegoing celebration for Mosey Burks of the Mississippi Mass Choir, and everybody has heard her sing. And her services will be held the first part of next week, so we'll get an opportunity to make this announcement again. But she is just such, people know her and don't know they know. So, and also we're praying for the family of Puff Jones, everybody that said pray for me. And I don't think there's any more announcements. Oh, and Cheryl Starr, we are praying for that family in her homegoing. I sang with her for years at St. James, and her and her sister, they were known throughout, especially Southwest Detroit, as the Star Sister. And they used to burn them up. I mean, burn them up. And now Cheryl passed away. Valda passed away a few years ago. Cheryl has, and we are praying for their family. So there is nothing else by way of announcements. We want to thank everybody. I want to thank our guest here for coming on, and thank you just for the work that you do. You know,
you.
it's kind of messy, but we thank you for
Somebody's
getting,
gotta do it,
yeah,
right?
getting your hands in, and just doing what you do, and we appreciate you. And our daughters and our sons and our nephews and our nieces really, really. So thank you so much. This will conclude today's show. We'll be back tomorrow with Fighting for Your Family with Mother Mosley. Now she'll come in here. Now she's everybody's. she talks to you and you listen to her like, yo,
Yes, ma'am.
yes, ma'am, yo, you right.
I
So
love that.
that's tomorrow at 5:00, and then at 6:00 we will have Pastor Fudge come in with biblical truths. And you know, everybody that is on this station has sound doctrine. So not giving away, foolery. All right. So thank you so much, everybody. We love you. Happy birthday to everybody. I know Paulette's birthday is coming up. We're gonna do something, and today is Demita's birthday, and we are celebrating with her, and we celebrate with everybody. Thank you all so much. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
And we'll see you when we see you. Night, night.
Bye.
Elder Rudolph Stanfield.
for listening to The Sande Rose Show with your host, Sande Rose. If you have enjoyed this broadcast, won't you consider liking and sharing this with a friend or family member? We'd love for you to share it on your Facebook page. Thank you for tuning to WVTC Radio Detroit. Remember to like and share this broadcast with a friend. We are WVTC, winning victory through Christ.
Hello, everybody. This is Brandon Waddles, the son of Detroit, Michigan, just telling you all to make sure that you keep on watching WVTC Detroit.
WVTC Gospel Radio Detroit thanks the following supporters for their generous gifts of support to keep this station and these broadcasts coming your way. God bless you, we thank you, and we love you. This is WVTC Gospel Radio Detroit.
WVTC Detroit and Coming Up Roses invite you to the Birth Blueprint Workshop 2025, happening Saturday, August 2nd from 9:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. at Hope United Methodist Church, 26275 Northwestern Highway in Southfield, Michigan. This free Healthy Birth seminar features expert speakers and interactive sessions covering labor and delivery basics, pain management, postpartum care and nutrition, breastfeeding, and maternal mental health. It's open to mothers, expected mothers, fathers, partners, educators, caregivers, and advocates. Enjoy prizes, giveaway, and vendors, and lunch is provided completely free. Pre-registration is suggested, so secure your spot today at WVTCDetroit.com/Birth Blueprint 25 or register on Eventbrite at Birth Blueprint Workshop 2025. Empower your family to start healthy and strong. We'll see you there. This community message is brought to you by WVTC Detroit.
Hey there, Dorian Ellis, Elmar's Furs, coming on to tell you a little bit about our summer layaway. Yes, the season is over for fur coats. It's now the summer. Put your coat in the layaway, 30% down, right here at Elmar's Furs. Have 6 months to get it out. By the time you get it out, it'll be time to wear it. Right here, Elmar's Furs, 13661 West 11 Mile Road. Summer layaway is happening right now, 30% down. Don't miss it. See you there.
Detroit, the birthplace of soul, the heartbeat of gospel music. But our gospel music legacy is at risk of fading into obscurity. The Detroit Gospel Music Legacy Foundation is on a mission to preserve our history, to ensure that the voices of our pastors, the harmonies of our choirs, quartets, and soloists live on for generations to come. But we can't do it alone. We need your help. If you have Detroit church archives, obituaries, concert souvenir booklets, gospel LPs, radio shows, cassettes, or sheet music, don't let them vanish. We'll digitize and preserve these treasures at no cost to you, and we'll return them to you, keeping our promise to honor our history. Reach out to us at DetroitGospelMusicLegacy@gmail.com and start your donation process. Together, let's ensure that the soul of Detroit lives on. Donate your gently used items to the Detroit Gospel Music Legacy Foundation today.
Go to your Apple or Google Play Store and download the WVTC Gospel Radio app today. You can also say, Alexa, play WVTC Radio Skills.
Would you like to play WVTC Radio Network?
Absolutely. Download it today.
You're listening to WVTC Gospel Radio Detroit, and we're flowing in the Spirit.